Hello everyone, and welcome to the first Uber Plays video I've actually done in a while. It has been a long time since I've gotten around to recording, and I apologize for that. But anyway, welcome back to Terraria. I decided I'd hop in here and show off some of the new stuff in the most recent update. I believe it is 1.05 or 1.0.5, something like that. It was a major update. There was a huge delay between the last update and this one because they stuck in a lot of stuff. First, and most importantly to you newbie people, if you talk to the guide, you'll notice this new option, crafting. You select that, opens up your menu as always, but there's this little box here that says place material here. So, say for example, you stick silk in there. Silk can make into beds and all sorts of clothing. Then say, ooh, water leaf, which I'll get to that in a minute. Oh, that makes potions. I'll get to that in a minute as well. I forgot about that. Also, make sure you stick in all sorts of random stuff, because sometimes, what? Knight's Edge, new weapon. Stick a bunch of weapons together, and you get this one. 40 damage. Though, slow speed, so I'm not sure if it would necessarily be worth it. So this will definitely be helpful for new players. For example, they chop down a tree and go, ooh, wood, what can I do with this? Whoa, you can do all sorts of stuff with this. So, yeah, great feature. Definitely, whoa, crafting stuff's going all over the place. Definitely a really good idea for newbies. Second most important thing, I think, would be these plants and potions. Throughout the world, in all sorts of biomes, you'll find random plants. Water leaf is in grass, I think. Combined. Moonglow, I think. I don't know where those are. There's all sorts of random stuff. There's deathweed, wherever it grows in corrupted areas. There we go, deathweed. And all sorts of cool stuff like that. And if you get them, as you saw in the crafting thing, you can craft them into potions. I happen to have, let's see, archery potion here. So say, oh, drink that. There we go. Increases arrow speed and damage for 4 minutes. Let's see, what else do I have here? I have a bunch in this chest. Shine potion. This will be another helpful one for noobs who can't afford the mining helmet or can't get it and don't want to waste all their torches. Boom. Now you glow for 10 minutes. Extremely useful. They made it now so that torches won't work in the water. So say, for example, you throw a torch in there, it's no longer bright. But what they've done to replace that is make an item that I don't have in my inventory. Should have prepared a little better. Here we go, glow sticks. So you take a glow stick, and there it goes. It lights up as it goes. Oops. And these throw a bit like, not like shurikens, more like the spiky balls. And then what you can also do is take a bit of gel and make sticky glow sticks. Oh, great, I don't have room in my inventory for any of this stuff. Let's toss the jungle flowers. Don't need those for now. So, say I wanted to do this. Sticks right there. Ooh, that's handy. Or will be handy later. And now, what this is the new ocean. In the past, there was always this giant expanse of water that then cut off at the edge when you hit the edge of the world. More recently, they've actually made it reach a legitimate edge, so you can't just drop out of the ocean and be in a void. Instead, it goes off, and it's this ocean biome, which is great, because the ocean biome has jellyfish in it, which drop glow sticks, and sharks, which drop shark fins. I don't think I carried any of those, but those you can use to make certain types of potions. And also has, let me pull out my glow stick here. Oh, I'm glowing, I don't need to worry about that. Also has coral, which you can break down like trees, and craft into potions. Go. Yeah, so they've definitely improved this area. Lots of new stuff to mess with. The potions are a huge change to the game. They can mix up a lot. For example, for those of you who do a lot of mining underwater, say hello to the Gills potion. It's most likely going to be your best friend forever. Ta-da! No breath. Oh, though actually... Ah, you have breath above water. Interesting. Didn't realize that last time. So yeah, you can run around on the ocean floor, pull out your axe, boom, coral. You'll also notice, these coins, what do we got here? Spear. I have one of those lying around somewhere. Wherever, I'll take this one. This is a new weapon type. There's a couple different types. As you can see, it's just a long projectile, spawns in the center of your body, and sticks outward. Not especially useful, though I've seen in a video there is an extremely long one, so could be useful. useful. It attacks through walls as well, so that's a bonus. Get away, damn jellyfish. What you'll also notice is as I pick things up, I can't pick that up. Let me toss the spear and pick it up again. There we go. A word will pop up telling you what it is you've picked up off the ground, and if you pick up large amounts, it'll just tally them up and it won't get in your way or anything like that. Really nice, so when you bust open jars, you actually know what you got from the jar, as opposed to the past where you just kind of had to guess or see in your inventory. So, good stuff all around there. The other updates, there's quite a bit. I don't have my list. Mostly added a bunch of mobs and the potions. The potions are a huge deal. I think they've messed around with a couple mobs. They've made the green slime easier, so when you're mobbed by them in the early game, you won't pretty much be wiped out like you used to be. Ah, the Eaters of Souls. There used to be just Eaters of Souls, but now they've added Little Eaters and Big Eaters. They have less and more health, respectively. You may not notice the difference here. There we go, Big Eater. You'll notice they're huge compared to the other ones. Or they seem like it to me. Maybe they're not. But they've also improved the AI, so instead of just kind of swooping at you constantly, they will hover around you and then dart in a couple at a time. They've done the same thing with hornets, made those a little more dangerous. They messed around with the jungle. Let me go to the biomes I want to talk about here. Yeah, mostly the changes here in the corruption is they've messed with the size of the Eaters of Worlds and stuff, and also they've made it so that most of the chasms that are created will automatically be connected by like a horizontal chasm down below. So it makes it easier to access each one once you've gotten to the bottom of one. Damn it, get away! Okay. Oh, I'm out of mana. Die, you. Oh, also, new to deserts, cacti. Mostly used for, there's a potion, I think it's a spine potion, or spike potion, whatever. It makes you deal damage when things deal damage to you. So, potentially useful. Haven't necessarily needed it yet, haven't messed around too much with it. Here's another desert. There's a new desert mob, the vulture. They will be perched around in the desert, usually on top of cacti or just on the sand. And when you get nearby or attack them, they will launch into the air and dive bomb you. And they're not too bad. They have about as much health as one of these Eaters of Souls. Really, the worst part of the desert is the cacti now. You can walk right through them, but they deal damage, so you gotta be careful. Should have waited till night. Or day. This is night. That's my problem. Ah! Here also is... Ooh, damn it. My hands under control too much. Team Fortress getting a little twitchy. Alright, surface jungle. They've made the potential for surface jungles to much, much larger. And also much more common, so you're much more likely to find surface jungle. And things that spawn in surface jungle are piranhas, jungle bats. I believe they had jungle bats before. And snatchers, which is a much weakened... much too much. It's a weakened version of the man-eater. There's one right there. Only 100 health as opposed to 200. Does a lot less damage too. There's cave-bat. See, they've messed with the cave-bats so that when you kill them, it sounds like you're gut-punching a baby mouse. So, shame on you, you bastard. There we go. And so, it's definitely not as tough as the deep jungles. So, noobs who are wandering the surface and accidentally enter the jungle won't be instantly eviscerated by the creatures around here. Of course, you also won't get as good of loot as you normally would. Yeah, no hornets up here, anything like that, so that's definitely good. Let me see, what else did I read they added? They've actually added quite a bit to Hell. I'll have to go back to my own main world to look at that, so I will do that in a bit. They've also added, the clothier will sell a set of social clothing called the Familiar Wig, Familiar Shirt, Familiar Pants, so that you can cover up your armor and have your default look. So, say you had a bright pink shirt, yellow hair, and blue pants. First of all, you're colorblind, and I'm sorry for you. Second of all, you can wear whatever armor you want and still look like that. So, you know, good idea there, definitely. I can't think of too many things they've changed elsewhere. They haven't done too much with the floating islands, I don't think. Off camera, I've run into way too many harpies. They have an insane spawn rate at a certain level above the ground. Doesn't matter if you're actually near floating islands or anything, they will just appear and fling feathers at you, which do not bounce off of the ground. Or no, they are blocked by the ground, so you can build yourself protection from them. But they also dive bomb you. They do insane amounts of damage. It's really, really, really annoying. So harpies are not something you want to mess with. Let me think here. There's actually not all that much they've changed in this area beyond that. A bunch of surface jungle, a little bit of change to the corruption areas and how they spread. Other than that, not too different. To notice most of these changes, you will have to create a new world. So if you're on one right now, you're not going to suddenly find surface jungle. You may find cacti. But more recently, they changed the way that deserts are made. So they're going to be a different shape, different size, all that sort of stuff. I think the mobs will spawn no matter what, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Well, damn, I was expecting I have to split this into parts, but I don't think I will have to. So let me disappear real fast, and I'll come back when I'm in my main world, and I'll see if I can find any new hell mobs. So, I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am, heading back towards hell. I thought of a few more things I needed to mention that I forgot, so let me get on that. They've changed the way mobs drop things. So, most enemies will actually drop more money than they used to. Most likely they got complaints that it would take forever to save up for most objects. And honestly, it would take a while, but I'm already up to like 1 platinum and 70 gold or something like that, so it doesn't take forever. Another big change, let me actually move while I talk here. Another big change is they've made metals and stuff, silver, copper, iron, whatever, twinkle when they get light on them. You see, if you watch that, see, yeah, they have little tiny glows on them. Should definitely help in finding it in the deep and distinguishing it from stone. It also does create light, so it's not like you'd be able to miss it. If it was in the dark, had a little bit of light on it, it would then glow slightly as it twinkled. I'm not sure, but I believe topaz and other gems and stuff do it too. Doesn't seem to be cooperating with me though. Let me think. I know there was more. There was a huge list of things that they updated, and I do encourage you to go look it up. Mostly because this is not the most useful video. I just thought you might want to see some of it firsthand. So, also, wow, I'm really losing track of my thoughts here. On the surface, they have changed the way loot spawns as well. Chests and jars and stuff. Jars actually look a little different, but also they will contain new objects. Most jars will also contain, on top of, say, torches or whatever they would normally drop. A lot of them will now drop glow sticks, since people wouldn't really be able to get the jellyfish right off the bat. They drop glow sticks from jars so that if you go into water, you have them. And honestly, if torches hadn't worked underwater for me when I was digging down to hell, things would have been hell. Because this was entirely flooded back then, and it would have sucked. A bat spawned in lava, I think. Here we go. Finally, in hell. Now, the new mobs they created, I believe, were the devil... Oh, crap, don't have my obsidian skull on. I didn't bring it with me. Alright. There is a thing called an obsidian skin potion you can make, which allows you to walk on... Actually, it lets you walk on lava. Forget. Something like that, though. So it's good for places like this. Yeah, they had the devil... The hellbat was one of the other ones. Which I'm not seeing any of them down here, which is surprising me. Piranhas, I think, always spawn down here, since piranhas were added, at least. Which doesn't make sense. I don't know why piranhas would be in hell, but they apparently are. Oh! The hell slime, or lava slime! Yes! Forgot about those. And when they die, they leave a small amount of lava. So lava is now technically a renewable resource. And since it touched the water, it turned into obsidian. Hell seems to be draining. Which, while not a bad thing, I don't understand. Unless it boils. It may slowly be boiling. Which would explain why I'm not completely covered in water right now, because there really should be more water in here. Huh. That is not something I knew about. But anyway, yes, hell bats. They seem to be a little tougher than your average bat. Lava slimes, cool and such. Oh, there we go, demon. Oh, that thing looks like it could totally kick my ass. 50 damage! Oh god, it just destroyed that. Oh god! It killed that goldfish and now it's coming for blood. Oh jeez. Okay, see, this is the kind of encounter they needed down in the depths. Okay. They've messed with the spawn rate in Hell. It used to be, you know, there'd be fire imps everywhere. But they've messed with it, and it seems a lot more manageable now. Which, of course, doesn't really make sense for it being Hell and all, but I will take what I can get. I believe that's all the changes in Hell. They've added the devil, or the demon. They added lava slimes, hellbats, messed with the spawn rate. I think that's everything. Get the hell out of there. They've also messed with a bit with how shops function. You can find grenades in chests and stuff now, by the way, because they changed the arrival specs for demolitionists to be have a grenade and a sticky bomb. So you can find grenades in jars now. What I was going to say though is they changed the way spawns will, or shops will have their items. Certain guys will have different stuff at night compared to at day, and depending on actions. There it is, the arms dealer. When you kill, I believe it's the Eater of Worlds, at least once, he will start to carry unholy arrows at night. It's not night yet, is it? No, it's not. But that's one change. They changed what the dirt rod looks like. Anyway, man, I am losing my track of thought. I need to write things down in the future. Folks, remind me to write stuff down in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much all the major stuff. That's all the game-changing details. If you're more interested, just Google Terraria Update 1.05. I believe that was the number. It'll give you the right one if you get it wrong, though. There's lots of stuff they add. I mean, they add so much inconsequential stuff you wouldn't even think is important, but it does change the way the game plays. So, really cool stuff. I will try to be a bit more on time in the next update. Things got in the way. There's a lot of Team Fortress, playing stuff with my sisters, who are not here, so, you know, it's a limited time offer. Stuff like that. So, I will try to be more punctual in the future. I need to find more games to play. I have things that are lying around that I can try Let's Playing. We'll see how it functions. I may try to bring back Spore, because honestly, that could Let's Play well. We'll see. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. And remember, if you ever want to see anything in Terraria or Minecraft, I've been messing around with that again, just leave it in a comment, send me a message, something like that, and I will see about making a video about it, or making a compilation video of any other requests. So anyway, see you guys next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.